I was introduced to nasal specifics from Dr. Siegfried. The first time I did it, I think that it was I came off of a stack of hay and landed on the side of a truck, and I was having bad headaches, and I'd never had headaches before, and so I came in here and he said, you need to do a nasal, and I said, what's a nasal? And he showed me the skull and the butterfly bone and what it did, and I said, okay. And the first one really popped inside my head. You know, I mean, you could hear things adjust inside my head, and I probably had needed one for years, but instantly headaches were gone. Instantly I felt better. I mean, the adjustments went better. And I was good. And I think the next one I had was I got in a car accident. I got rear-ended. It totaled a full-size Chevy pickup, and I blew the back window out of the cab with my head. And I went through a series of nasals with that, and no more headaches, no more nothing. It just, you know, and when I got used to them, then anytime that I start to feel a little depressed, or I start to have headaches, or I start to really tighten up on the back of my neck and my jaw, I come in and I get adjustments. I played college football, and the head-to-head contacts, they'd start to give you headaches, or you wouldn't sleep right, those kind of things. And so, and I know I probably had multiple concussions. People didn't talk about it then as much, but if I started to not sleep right, or I started to have headaches, then I'd come in and get a nasal. I've had, I don't know how many, we'd have to look through the history, but it's got to have been 40 or 50 nasal specifics done since I was, I don't know, probably 20. And I know that it sounds weird, and I know that people say, what are you doing? But it's just a balloon going into your nose, and it snaps that bone loose inside. So it isn't any different than getting your back adjusted, your shoulder adjusted, or anything else. It's just kind of freaky because you hear the noise from inside your body instead of outside your body. And I would suggest to anybody that has any kind of problems. I had a friend that was in a coma for 13 days when she was 13, and she drug her right foot, and the side of her right mouth, when she get tired, would start to sag. This was years later, 15 years later. We came in, Doc Siegfried gave her a series of nasal specifics, and it quit. Now, the first time that she had it done, she cried for 3 days, and she was giggling and tears coming out of her eyes, and I'm like, what's wrong? And she goes, I don't know. And she was giggling, and you know, he explained to us that the parts of her brain that hadn't had any blood flow in them now had blood flow. But I watched it cure somebody that had been in a coma for 13 days and would drag the right foot, and the side of the mouth wouldn't go up, and it cured her of that. So I've seen the benefits of this thing. People with migraines don't have migraines. I just, that's kind of my knowledge of it, and I've suggested it to many people. I've probably brought in, I don't know, 5 or 6 different patients to Doc to have done. But so that's kind of the history of me and nasal specifics.